The morning sun had barely begun to rise when the small town slowly came to life. The streets were still quiet, wrapped in a gentle calm as soft golden light spread across rooftops and narrow roads. Birds called out in the distance, and a cool breeze drifted through the air. In a quiet alley stood a modest house with a faded blue door, and beside it rested an old bicycle that had clearly seen many years of use. That bicycle had once been bright red, but time had softened its color into a dull, weathered shade. The chain squeaked with every movement, the seat was worn and patched, and the tires carried the memory of long journeys. Yet for 12-year-old Oliver, it was more than just a bicycle. It was his path forward, his quiet companion, and his bridge to a future he dreamed about every single day. Oliver lived with his mother in that small house. Life had not been easy for them. His mother worked long hours doing whatever job she could find, returning home tired, but never without a kind smile for her son. Despite their struggles, she always reminded him of one important truth. Education was something no one could ever take away from him. Oliver held on to those words like a guiding light. Every morning, he woke up early, packed his worn backpack with books, and stepped outside into the fresh air. He would gently lift his bicycle, check the chain, and begin his journey to school. The road stretched nearly 5 kilometers, passing through busy streets, quiet neighborhoods, and rough patches of gravel. But Oliver never complained. In fact, he loved the ride. As he pedaled through the waking town, he imagined the future. Sometimes he dreamed of building machines that could solve problems. Other times he imagined designing bridges that connected distant places. His mind was always curious, always asking questions about how things worked. In school, he would eagerly raise his hand, his eyes shining with interest, often asking so many questions that his teachers would smile in amusement. But one afternoon, everything changed. As Oliver finished school and climbed onto his bicycle, ready to ride home, a sudden snapping sound broke the silence. The chain had broken. The bicycle jerked slightly, forcing him to stop. He stared at it in disbelief, hoping it was something simple. He tried to fix it with his hands, his fingers becoming greasy as he struggled to reconnect the chain. But it was no use. The damage was worse than he thought. For a moment, he stood there quietly, looking at the road ahead. The distance home suddenly felt much longer than it ever had before. Slowly, he began to walk, pushing the broken bicycle beside him. Each step felt heavier than the last, and the setting sun cast long shadows across the road. That evening, when he reached home, his mother noticed immediately. She stepped outside and examined the bicycle carefully. Her expression was calm, but there was a hint of worry in her eyes. Repairs would cost money they did not have. Still, she spoke gently, telling him they would find a way soon. Oliver nodded, but deep down he understood the reality. The next morning, Oliver woke up even earlier than usual. Without his bicycle, he had no choice but to walk the entire distance to school. The road felt longer now. His legs grew tired, and he arrived at school slightly out of breath. But he did not complain. He simply took his seat and continued his day. Day after day, Oliver walked those 5 kilometers in the morning and 5 kilometers back in the evening. At first, it was exhausting. His body ached and the journey felt endless. But slowly, something began to change. As he walked, he started noticing things he had never paid attention to before. The way the clouds moved across the sky, the rhythm of shopkeepers opening their doors in the morning, the sound of wind rustling through the trees. The journey became quieter, almost peaceful. Yet deep inside, he still missed his bicycle. One evening, as he walked home pushing the broken bicycle beside him, he passed a small repair shop on the corner of a street. A wooden sign above the door read, "Harris Bicycle Repairs." Warm yellow light glowed from inside, and through the window he could see an elderly mechanic working quietly among tools and hanging bicycles. The mechanic noticed Oliver and called out to him. He examined the bicycle carefully and explained that it needed more than just a new chain. The gears were worn out as well. Oliver listened quietly and asked how much it would cost. The mechanic paused before answering, choosing his words carefully. Oliver thanked him politely and continued walking. He did not want to ask his mother for money they could not afford. But as he walked away, the mechanic watched him with thoughtful eyes. That night, after the town had grown silent, the mechanic stepped outside. gently picked up the broken bicycle and brought it into his workshop. Under the soft glow of a hanging lamp, he began to work. His hands moved with patience and skill as he replaced the chain, adjusted the gears, and repaired what time had worn down. Before the first light of dawn, he quietly returned the bicycle to the exact spot where Oliver had left it. The next morning, Oliver noticed something unusual. The bicycle looked different. He touched the pedals and slowly turned them. The chain moved smoothly. For a moment, he stood there in surprise, trying to understand what had happened. Then a smile spread across his face, and he climbed on and began to ride. The wind brushed against him as he moved forward, faster and lighter than he had in days. The simple joy of riding returned, filling him with energy and hope. But something even more surprising followed. That evening, the bicycle showed a small issue again. Not a complete failure, but not perfect either. And so, that night, the mechanic once again brought it into his workshop and made further adjustments. This quiet routine continued for several days. Each night, the mechanic worked in silence, improving the bicycle piece by piece. Each morning, Oliver discovered it working a little better than before, until finally, it rode smoother than it ever had. Curious and filled with gratitude, Oliver decided to visit the repair shop. He stepped inside, feeling slightly nervous. The mechanic looked up and greeted him with a calm smile. Oliver hesitated for a moment before asking the question that had been on his mind. Had he been the one repairing the bicycle? The mechanic smiled gently and admitted that he had helped. Oliver's eyes filled with gratitude as he asked why. The mechanic paused, then spoke slowly. When he was young, someone had once helped him continue his education when he could not afford it. They had asked for nothing in return. Sometimes, he said, the best way to thank someone is to pass that kindness forward. Oliver never forgot those words. Years passed, and Oliver continued to study with determination. His curiosity grew stronger, guiding him through challenges and opportunities. Eventually, he earned the chance to study engineering, turning his childhood dreams into reality. He worked hard, always remembering the long walks, the broken bicycle, and the quiet kindness of a man who believed in him. In time, Oliver became a successful engineer, designing machines and structures that helped others. Yet, no matter how far he went, he never forgot where he started. One day, he returned to his hometown. The streets felt familiar, filled with memories of his journey. He walked into the same repair shop where the mechanic, now older, still worked among tools and bicycles. Oliver smiled and placed a set of blueprints on the table. He explained his vision for a community workshop, a place where young students could learn, build, and explore their ideas. When the mechanic asked why he chose this place, Oliver simply smiled, because this was where someone had changed his life. Sometimes, the smallest acts of kindness can create ripples far beyond what we can see. A repaired bicycle, a helping hand, a moment of belief. These things travel through time, shaping futures in ways we may never fully understand. And often, the people we help today become the ones who build a better world tomorrow.